This kitchen we did on a budget. We had a lot to do to the house with limited funds. Starting with the flooring, it was really out of whack. This was an addition that they added, and you could see it was so out of level. And going back and fixing everything, I mean, started from nothing to, I don't know if it went to 2 inches in spots. But I had to redo the whole flooring, and we went over it with a nice hardwood throughout the whole addition that they added. After finishing the floor, we had to get back on to figuring our kitchen out. I was using a bunch of different cabinets, and we pieced this together. So I was refinishing them. First, I started with a Kills product and used a Sherwin-Williams Emerald White. Once that was done, I went back over with a Rust-Oleum glaze to give it that antique look, and it really worked out nice. This did take a little bit to get used to doing this. Once you get a nice white on, you put your glaze down and you use a rag, and I was using long pattern stripes kind of going all the way up and down the cabinet to give a nice smooth finish. And it did take a couple times to get acclimated to doing this process, but once you get it down, the process is kind of easy. I had to lay this out. I mean, we got a couple layouts from like Home Depot and Lowe's, but when it came down to it, we kept changing things out. So this was the original layout. It's roughly 11.5 by 16 foot. And what I ended up doing is I did this in centimeters. For every centimeter is a foot. This side here, that's an 8-foot wall. So on paper, I did 8 centimeters. The linoleum that was in the kitchen was like 11 foot by 11.5, and the rest of it was carpet. So that was kind of weird as well. So by measuring everything out, keeping everything to scale, I cut out little cabinets and I was moving them around until I got this layout. And this was the actual layout in the kitchen, and we ended up adding to this later on. We decided that after all the cabinets that we added, we would like to have a pantry, and we ended up buying a pantry, and I ended up doing that later and adding it. But so this is how I did this. I cut cabinets, little square pieces that were in the size of the cabinets that we were using to figure out what would fit in this room. And I did the same thing with the wall cabinets as well, which that was a little bit harder to figure out, but it was a lot easier when you did it this way, I felt, without a program. So the bulk of the cabinetry that we got from Craftsmade. They had like a scratch and dent place that we go to, and we went several times. We had a list of all the things that we needed, and when you're walking through this place, you see all these different cabinets. Never knew what you were going to find, and we ended up finding some really nice ones, and it ended up changing our layout. But by going through and mix matching and doing what we had, since I was refinishing them, it didn't matter. We just wanted to find the nicest stuff that we could. And I ended up going back with all the other cabinets and putting in easy glides and all the hardware to make them match the quality. So another ongoing project that I was working on was a K-cup dispenser. I've made a few of them. This one was the best one. Granite we got at Clarky's Closeouts. It was a pre-designed countertop that was for another kitchen. So we got a pretty good deal on it. I've never done the Granite before. I've always set kitchens up and had someone else come in and do the Granite work. But after I set everything up, leveled everything, we called someone in, and the price they gave us was just still out of budget. My wife talked me into just do it myself. So what we were going to spend on that, I bought the rest of the tools I need and still did it way cheaper. I can't say that I wasn't nervous because I've seen the professionals crack these tops, and this was the only top we had. I knew that everything needed to be pretty perfect, so I laid down plywood over everything and made sure that was secure and perfectly level. It turned out pretty good. I was happy with it. After getting everything in, I still had crown to do, and then I had to make that match the cabinet. I wanted a bar area put in. I designed this piece and got live edge black walnut and refinished that all to match. I have a lot of black walnut throughout the house. Found a guy that kind of cut slabs on the side. This particular piece, somebody had. I had to travel a little bit to get this one. This was a little expensive for just the slab, and then the work that went into it to get it to look like that. Some time. I did the crown on this side. This is the look I was after. It's a little tricky trying to do this. You know, once it's installed, I have to mask everything off, but then, you know, and tying it into the other crown. And eventually we added a couple more cabinets on that side where the pantry I was talking about. But then I had to go back and do all the crown on this side and then finish it with the antiquing. So during the process of putting this together, the oven, GE, after 6 years, died. To get the lights to shut off, you had to put it in Sabbath mode. Some sensor inside detected that the doors were open. We played around with it. My wife did a bunch of research online, and apparently this is a common problem with these ovens. And if you're ever going to look for buy a stove, I don't recommend buying GE products. I tinkered with it a little bit and decided that we just need to rip this thing out and get a new one. No matter what you did, it always said the oven door was open, it would start to preheat. So instead of playing around and wasting a bunch of time and buying parts that wasn't going to work, we just booted it. Then we bought a Frigidaire. This is a nice little oven. I don't know if 6 years down the road if it's not going to be in the same. So why not buy GE products? Well, this was put in at the same time, and while we were dealing with that, my wife was cooking breakfast and we heard a loud pop, and the whole top cracked. She didn't drop anything. She still worked fine. Eggs, all the components and everything. You could have bought another glass top for $300, but why bother? So we got a Frigidaire cooktop to match the oven. Hopefully these two products will last a lot longer than 6 years. But maybe that's just how things are made. So back to the trim. It's a Kills product. This is how I did it. And did the Sherwin-Williams, and then you do the glaze over top of it. And then I put a clear coat over everything. It's over all the cabinets. I have a clear varnish. But after you do that, I had to mask everything off. And it's not a neat process. So it takes a little bit of time, but I'm happy with the end result. did another black walnut bar so you can watch TV. Couple features I did. I put a pot filler in for the coffee pot, so you never have to remove the pot on the side. And my countertop extension. I added a pull-out shelf for the mixer, and then a hidden drawer, which was all custom made with easy glide and nice hardware. The new Frigidaire oven will do a pizza from raw to finished in 2 minutes. This is pretty impressive. Not really like the way I like my pizzas, but I'm not mad at it. Pretty good.